audio. We're already live now.
Oh, we're live.
I want one of those.
Same as before.
I know I lost my Bitcoin bandana. Hey guys, we are live for the worst intro ever on our YouTube channel. I'll clip that onto Willy because I'm the loud one. Hey guys, welcome back to Thailand. I have to wear my hat again because of the sun. This is great. Sun is about to set. We wanted to bring you this video. Wanted to do a little bit of long-term analysis for you. And but hey, check out the scenery. Look at this. Look at this. Right, we are right on the edge of the ocean. Man, I'm actually tempted to like lift up the camera, but let's move the camera around a little bit.
If you do like that, look,
yeah.
look. That's how I move the camera.
There it is. Yeah. There it is. So we are at this beautiful resort. Oh man, it's absolutely awesome. We'll bring you guys an interview with the owners of the resort. It really is like a crypto paradise.
It's crypto paradise. I've not stopped talking Bitcoin for the past 24 hours since I arrived.
Yeah, this is great. You're the local. How do you pronounce the name of the island here?
This island is called. It's got a PH like Phuket, because in Thai language you get two kinds of P's. You get a soft P and you get an explosive P, and this one's got an explosive P. This is Phuket. I mean, that is Phuket, and this is Phangan. Phangan.
Right.
Yeah, so
I never get explosive P, just personally.
You don't get explosive P. Okay, good. Yeah, I didn't even realize what I was saying.
All right, wait, let me get the live chat going. Hey, there was a question on our stream this morning that I totally forgot to answer. It is more of a long-term question, so we'll get to it on this stream. I already remember what that question is. Let me just situate here a little bit for you guys. Tie the live chat. We can keep an eye on how many people are actually watching our stream right now. And still a little low. I know we're coming in a little early. It's 6 a.m. in New York. We California at the moment. They're probably still asleep. This is basically the whole resort, the whole property down there. You can see the pool. Absolutely awesome. Yeah. And here we go. We are on the edge. You got the restaurant right there.
There's a restaurant and the fish pond behind the restaurant.
We're doxing crypto people left and right.
Hey, what's your name?
That's Didi right there. You won't be able to hear him because we got the mics. Well, we'll bring you guys some interviews. We got Sean and his YouTube channel, Hard Forking. They're trying to get some footage of us. DD has been traveling the world with his whole family. It's very interesting people here. Very interesting. But all right, let's get into some analysis. Do we want to just talk before we go to the charts? We had these talks earlier, and thank you so much, Annabelle. And we were briefly talking earlier about you were I don't want to use the word depressed, but it's the bear market has a way of taking people out of their element and food, let's say. So what are you thinking these days, Venzen?
You know, since we last spoke, I had been trying to trade this. When I say last spoke, in October we were together, right?
Right.
And both of you, Willy and Tone, was saying is going down. And remember what I was saying?
You're saying it was going up.
I was saying, guys, no way, man. You don't know how to read charts.
Yeah, you said we were panic selling. Because I think we were
I was totally right. Went down so hard. Yeah, that I got a shock to my system and I went into a depression, right? I thought I didn't show up on my own live stream to my clients like for 2 weeks. And then after that, I was like, guys, this has been horrible. It's like, I have to tell you that I'm shocked. I'm busy dealing with it. And I was, you know, seriously now, I went into a depression. I've sort of come out of it a little bit in January because price rose, and then when it started going sideways on Sunday, I had a live stream with my clients. I was on Sunday, right? That was 2 days ago, and I was like, guys, I'm sorry, but I can't trade this chart anymore because it's not moving. And that night, price went up. And despite being wrong, you know, because we had a pre-configured signal, if these conditions come true, technically, then we go long. So everyone ends up going long, including me. But at the moment, when I was in the darkest despair, like, I cannot trade this anymore, guys, we're going to change our game at cryptocurrency.net. So it's funny how life works, you know. Now that it's going up, I feel better. I don't know if I'm 100% better. You know, when you've been through a depression, you come out the other end with like a funny twitch and like a wiggle in your walk. I might still have those things, but that's what I'm feeling.
Hey guys,
that's what's been going on.
Unfortunately, we're getting some bad audio and bad video. So I may also record this locally just in case. So I'm gonna start recording on the computer. Looks like our internet is off. Yeah. But I'm gonna record this locally.
Sure,
and if
let's carry
anything,
on.
I'll upload it. Let's start recording.
Yeah. Everything I just said, never mind. Like, yeah.
We're recording this locally. It should.
That was important stuff. That's actually
It should be
the
done
emotional
fine on
side.
a local recording,
He's good.
and then I'll upload it.
We got coverage there.
Yeah. They're saying audio. Oh, some people are saying it's fine.
This is the Wi-Fi, eh? Not the 3G.
Yeah. They're saying it's good now. Just in case I'm locally recording. If anything, I can always replace the video. So we know what happens when you're a little wrong as of October. Now, what about what happens when you're right as of October? How's life been treating you, Willie?
That was funny because like I was in a short position, but it wasn't like a full short position. I was like meaning to add volume as it tipped, right? And so I got on this airplane to go to, I got invited to speak at Consensus Invest in New York. And it's like a 36-hour flight. I jumped on the, I was pretty bummed.
When did you realize that it crashed?
When I landed, and I was like, oh, and then I checked and I did manage to catch a few fills that I left on the top range. And then I jumped on the connecting flight. And then the thing crashed again. And so, yeah, but it's been, quite validating. It's been quite validating. It's been great, which is like kind of strange to say in a bear market. But I'm getting, like the lower it goes, the more excited I'm getting because I don't have a lot in crypto and I want to find that bottom. And yeah, like right now it's bouncing, but as far as I can tell, I don't think it's time to go back in. Yeah.
You don't reckon it's time to go back in? Okay,
yet.
we'll get to that talk.
Yeah,
I beg to differ.
All right, now that I'm looking at myself on the camera here, I got a slightly different haircut out here. Yesterday.
Yeah. Tone's got the V for victory right there.
Left a little bit at the top. Still have to shave it all. All right, so my view hasn't changed much. So here's that question. Maybe we can get to that question early. Somebody asked the question earlier that I didn't get to. Over the last couple of weeks, I started saying that I was looking for a bear trap around the $2,900 area. And then from there, I expected a rise up to around 5,000, creating a giant bull trap before we go significantly lower. And with the move over the last, 24 to 48 hours, that 2,900 bear trap is starting to look pretty unlikely. It looks like it kind of wants to go into the bull trap immediately. So, I had a couple of my consulting clients, former consulting clients, and recent attendees of my workshop hitting me up saying, hey, we were all listening to you looking for that 2,900, but, we're still independent traders. We make our own decisions. And when it was time to buy based on a breakout, we bought. And that's exactly right. And now I'm looking at it from, hey, 2,900 may not come, but my long-term projections are still the same. That's what I'm continuing to look at. So the specific question was saying, so Tone, you were looking for that 5,000, and then you're still looking for it to go sub 2,000. And they're saying, like, what is your technical reason for that?
Okay.
And I wouldn't even say it's a technical reason. It's more of a fundamental reason. My long-term outlook on the Bitcoin bear market is as much fundamental as it is technical. And by fundamental, I don't mean there is a problem with the underlying Bitcoin code. That is going amazingly well. Fundamental problem, too many old coins that people still believe in because they missed out on Bitcoin. That is my biggest fundamental problem. Willy has a different fundamental problem with the market, which we'll let him talk about. My fundamental problem is the fact that there are still way too many people that believe in alternative currencies. And as long as I see that in the space, I will remain a bear in the market. Is it possible to get out of the bear market along with the altcoins? Anything is possible. But for me personally, until people understand that it's going to be Bitcoin and not altcoins, this bear market could last for years to come. And you were also mentioning how this bear market could last for years to come, which we'll probably get to in a few minutes. That is my main fundamental element as to why I believe Bitcoin has a lot more downside from the fundamental angle of too many believers in altcoins. Willy, what's yours?
Do you know that chart we pulled up like the last time? It was a volume profile. It sort of outlined what price everyone bought their coins in and held them. This is not on the exchange. This is what they bought, and then they put them into their wallets. And it turned out that in 2013, when the price went from $200 to $1,200, there was no volume. No one actually bought. That volume was pushed up by on exchange by Mt. Gox, right? There was a Willy bot that drove it up to $1,200 every 10 minutes. Was
not one of yours.
Oh, I didn't write it. But yeah, thank you for naming it after me. But yeah, every 10 minutes it would buy $50,000 of Bitcoin when Bitcoin was in that 200 up to 1,200. It was a lot of Bitcoins. What you found there was that a lot of old hands started to sell on the downward side of that in that bear market. And the problem I have with the market right now is that on the way up on the 2017 bull market, it was the most legitimate bull kind of bubble we ever saw in Bitcoin. It was like real people buying coins and putting in their wallet, real money changing hand.
And you're doing that by watching on-chain volume.
Yeah, you look at what the price was when those coins moved into wallets. And we've got lots of volume going all the way up, right? And like I'm looking at, can you pull up a chart here?
Yeah, what do you need?
Yeah, pull up my site.
So I default to the conference, but we're gonna go straight to Willy's site.
All right, let's go to MVRV or no, let's go to let me drive this.
Oh, it's going to be difficult. Can you mouse it on your knee?
He doesn't need a mouse.
Mouse it on your knee.
Wireless.
Yeah. You can throw your laptop on as a mouse pad. You can put it right here.
I just got this.
Or you can have. Yeah, his MacBook's much smaller.
Is that working?
Yeah, this is working. Oh, you got the mouse.
I got this right. Here we
There you go.
How's the audio?
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna pull out your MacBook and use that as a mouse pad.
Oh yeah. No, this is good.
It's not your site. For some reason, I think we're above.
Oh, we're not on internet, guys.
No, we are on internet.
Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live. Well, we're locally recording either way.
Okay, so this is this new chart. It's got a whole lot of different valuation models for Bitcoin. Let's just turn all this stuff off and zoom in into the one I want, which is realized cap, right? So this is a metric that comes out of Nick Carter's work and his team at Coinmetrics.
Oh, no, who's this?
Nick Carter from Coin.
Oh, this is Nick Carter's.
Right,
Okay.
right. So this is this orange line traces the instead of summing up all the coins at current market value, it takes the value those coins were paid for. So
Right.
so at this, can you read that? What's that? 76 billion.
500.
So if we take a snapshot right now and add up all the coins in existence and figure out what price they were paid, $76 billion was paid for the current snapshot. We're currently in the 663 billion, right? So everyone on aggregate is, you know, volume weighted or whatever, is down $10 billion.
Like,
They're underwater. We're all underwater,
yeah,
on average, right?
yeah.
Maybe not some people, but others, yes. And like
I know
Murad,
Novogratz is.
Murad-
Some of the other money managers.
yeah. Now Murad and David Poole came up with the ratio, right? They took the ratio of the market cap with the realized cap, what people paid, all right? And you see this kind of line that's drawn at every bottom. It dips, and there's this ratio, right? This is how far underwater people are. This is how far underwater we are. And when we hit 1, that's the break even. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
So this is how far underwater we are, right? And remember, in this zone here, no one there was very little on volume going up. If you look on that have coins that well, I'm saying that if this thing carves the same kind of cycle, we have a lot more people with coins that need to like, we need to be more underwater.
We
Does that
need
make
to be
sense?
more
Like,
underwater, meaning they should be selling or feeling worse.
it's not about emotion. It's that in 2013, hardly anyone bought coins on the way up, right? Most of it was bought in the 200 zone. So as it all fell, there's very little amount of volume of real coins being sold that were bought on the way up. But
Okay, that's valuable insight.
when we dropped that, like, there was a decent amount that was bought on this way up here, and an even more amount bought here in this bump here, right? And if this caves, then we'll start to see this go underwater to the levels that we need. Yeah.
We need to signify a bottom.
I
Are you
think
talking about
I
the
just
bottom
like,
signature?
like that's, yeah, that's one view of it, is like we need more people to be underwater based on how much was bought at these very high prices, and then we can look at other.
Before you go to another chart,
Yeah.
scroll up for a second, because like what I notice here is I see another thing here, and that is every time we truly bottom, it bounces up really, really quickly. And this time it didn't do that. Look at the
Yeah,
sharp.
it's not your classic V-shaped
Right.
capitulation.
Like
which
all
we
of
saw
the
here.
other bottoms had a classic V-shaped reversal, and the current one clearly doesn't. So it probably means we're looking at more consolidation.
Yeah, like this is, we've only ever had 2 prior bear markets in Bitcoin. The first one, a V-shaped bottom and an accumulation band there, faster reacting in these earlier times. And then this is the capitulation there and the accumulation band there. So I am like agreeing that we kind of want to see a V, like a wick down before we accumulate.
Right, in the price as well as in the ratio.
In the price, that's correct. And well, we saw it in the ratio as well.
Well, not this time.
It hasn't
Not
happened,
right.
unless you
mean.
call it this thing here,
No,
but I don't think it's enough.
The follow through is already bad.
We can check this against other other stuff, right?
Oh, hey, Willie, we have a tipped question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we want to read that.
How much of the market volume is legit? Seeing over 30 billion daily on. Oh, okay. So how much of the volume is legit? The market volume on the exchange or the blockchain? I'm looking at the blockchain. So, like when we're talking about all of this volume that's moving hands, it's volume moving between wallets. So that's all legitimate. And then people say maybe it's faked wallet volume. Maybe it's like people sending money to wallets and moving it around. But
I don't think so.
That's filtered, right? If you're hopping wallets, if it's hopping wallets, that gets filtered out in these estimations. You have to keep that money in the wallet for more than 4 hours, and then you're not allowed to circulate it. If you circulate those coins, then you get a circular reference back to a wallet that you used before, then that ignores the volume. So it's actually quite hard to.
Well, it's not even that. It's more like this is completely new analysis. Never before in finance did we have an asset which has completely different volume analysis of traders volume versus actually holding volume. We've never had an asset where you can analyze the holding of that asset and how the privately held move hands, and almost no one is using it for trading purposes other than like you and like 10 people.
So there's
absolutely no market need to fake this volume just to screw with Willy Woo. Like there's no market for that.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And someone pinged me on Twitter, and I worked out if you were going to push the market from what looks like a bearish signal to a bullish signal, you'd need to pack about $1 billion in moving to actually push the stuff up based on the filters we've got on here. So yeah, it's hard to do even if you trade.
So you're saying, to answer that tip question, you're saying that
this is legit volume.
The on-chain volume is legit. Let's assume it's legit. Somebody might consolidate to SegWit addresses or what we don't know, but let's assume it's legit. The exchange volume, on the other hand, is goddamn fake, and we know that, and nobody's proven otherwise. And until they do, we assume that exchange volume is fake.
We know. We've seen it in China, you know.
And Bobby Lee was telling us, he was like, you know how these guys fake the volume in China, saying him with the biggest Chinese.
So I've got charts that show that.
I'll give BTC China some credit. They were the last ones to finally start faking their volume.
Yeah, they held out.
They held out for as long as
they were the last ones to do it. That's not so bad.
Like there's these three, right? This new middle child, which is fundamental movements of capital on the blockchain, which we've never had before. So I call this a pre-trade indicator. If you're going to trade your money, you're going to send it from your wallet to the exchange, and we pick that up here before the volume actually dumps on the exchange, and you get the exchange volume. So what you get is a leading indicator. And until we get off-chain kind of stuff at volume like Lightning, maybe Lightning, but particularly Liquid, where it's specifically designed for between exchange. When that stuff starts ramping up, and I think when we have ETFs where it's off-chain and I can't see that volume, then this stuff will be, we'll lose a lot of the insight we get from this type of analysis.
Well, you're going to lose some insight, but you're going to gain other insight that now is covered by noise of the exchanges moving a lot of
yes, that's true.
The liquidity amongst each other.
So hopefully when the exchanges go into liquid and start to move their funds between each other, then that volume between exchanges, which I don't want to see, is removed from these lines here. But also bear in mind, we tend to filter that out with that 4-hour time filter, because they don't tend to keep their money I don't think they keep, particularly in arbitrage, you want to keep your money moving, otherwise you need more money. It's a waste of money to be tied up without moving it.
On that same chart, sorry, Will, you keep on wanting to jump, and we keep on bringing you back. You've got a dotted line behind price there. Dash line. What is that?
It's a very secret source line. It's called the 200-day moving average.
Oh my God! And you got the balls to show it.
I would like to point out, this is in a bull run, and look at the cross. Boom.
Well, I would like to point out that Willy has data going back to 2009, which allows him to start that moving average significantly earlier than anyone else.
Yeah, that was a lot of typing it in by hand from web archives. data archaeology. But are we ready to move on, or
Yeah, let's move on.
Now you can.
Thank
Yeah.
you. So, you know, like I'm just going to pull up Positive Crypto is the handle on Twitter who created this view. Use that a lot. And so,
Yeah, you know what? I also want to do catch some of the sunset. So after this, let's go back to non-screen share, and we can always go back to it once it gets dark.
yeah, okay. So you'll see historically, we need, you look at the end of each beer, look at the end of the last beer into the accumulation phase. We needed this level of volume on the chain. And when you think about this volume, it's Bitcoins moving between holders, and it deals with people moving their coins for investment. And so you need new people coming in.
Why do you say moving between holders?
Because this is from one wallet to the next, or one wallet to the exchange, and then out from the exchange. It shows that people are buying in or selling out, right? And so we need this volume to ramp up. And so we're here now, and we'll probably need to get to here before the bull market is fully on, but we're not even close right now. Not even close. And by the way, this is just an upside down view of MBT, but also uncorrected for the money supply. That's why each level is higher.
And again, that was a very long stay at the bottom, but not full bottom, and we've turned the corner back down. I think we're going lower on that.
Yeah, we're somewhere around here. I think in terms of the 2014 cycle, we are here, one rung down. We are one rung down. This plateau here was equivalent to our 6,000, where everyone thought the bottom was in, and we thought we'd bounce back up. But even back then, they thought it would. Now we're here, and I think another rung down based on this volume. It's not because of wishful thinking. It's because of this volume is not at that level, and it's mirroring that stage.
Oh, wow.
Oh, here we go, the moon.
Well, I don't know if we'll capture it or not, but we're gonna stop screen share for a while.
Speaking of moons,
Let's see. Yeah. See if you can try to move the camera that way and
what
tilt
if you
it up a little bit.
To
No,
capture
there's the tilt the camera itself. Nope. That Can we capture that?
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, there it is. It's a
going
lot
up.
more
Nice.
beautiful.
No, it's good. That's good. Yeah, keep going up a little bit more. That's great. Perfect. Yeah, there's the rising of the full moon. So
100%.
You wanted to show the sunset, but you didn't get the sunset.
yeah, the sunset is
Well,
slightly
it's
on the other side.
But you got the moon.
Yeah, I got the rising of the full moon. So tonight is the full moon. There is a full moon party, but it got moved to tomorrow night because of a big holiday. Buddha, what's the name?
Yeah,
of it?
it's a full moon celebration. It's,
Yeah,
Buddha
but
Day.
it's also like Buddha Day, which is a major national holiday here. So the full moon party got moved to the day after the official full moon rising. So tonight is the night of the full moon, and you can see it rising right there behind us. This is great. It looks so much bigger in person than on the camera.
Yeah, on the camera it looks like
On the camera, it looks
distant
tiny.
something.
That's a huge moon. Oh, that's great. All right, do we need the charts back, or we can just talk about it in
Can we go
general?
back to your chart wheel?
yeah, let's go back to the chart.
Yeah.
You know that moon used to be 3 times bigger from our vantage point.
From
Now
which
it's
vantage point?
Our vantage point a few billion years ago.
Can I
Oh,
have
really?
the mice, please?
Yes.
I want to quickly and then I'll give it back to you. Guys, from a technical point of view, I'm just going to point out the obvious, right? Some people call this the bottom. This January 2015.
January 6th to be exact.
Nice
My
one, Todd.
memory is still fairly
Yeah.
good.
You see that the indicator is not at the bottom,
No,
right?
that's right.
That is called reverse divergence. What it does is it's reverse divergence means that the indicator is making a higher high that's not being confirmed by price. So what it does is reverse divergence. You can see that this peak here, even this peak here, they are higher than these peaks here, but the indicator is saying, oh no, it's much higher. And that's a reverse divergence because the indicator is telling you the opposite of what price is doing, right? So then what it does is it forces price down, and this is the downward motion right here that set up this bull run here. Now, what is your indicator where you label it momentum? What does this increase here mean in terms of this chart? Does it mean increasing transactions on the blockchain?
Yeah.
Or
It's the amount of value being transacted by the blockchain per day.
by the blockchain, and price is not really moving? That's why we get a massive spike up here.
That price actually moved. I remember that time period well. The price more than doubled in a short
I'm
period.
talking relative, guys, because it moved from 200 to 350 at that peak. Yeah, okay, so $150, right?
It was from about
600,
200 to about 500.
Yeah,
a little more than
and that
that
is
was
the,
that China MLM, by the way.
no, that was more
Every
Africa
frickin'
MMM, but yes.
moon in these prior charts were suspect.
Yeah.
We didn't have a legitimate market
Yeah, a lot of them
until
are just like
2016 to
Ponzi
17.
schemes
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
okay, so 2 points. Look at the high here, and that's a $150 rise from the bottom, right?
More like 100%, $250 rise, but yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Look at this price peak.
Yeah.
Keep for reference this low here, which was not a price low, but
Right.
an indicator low. Okay, so this area here, mid 2014 and beginning of 2016. What we had then at the ultimate price peak of this decade
Huge divergence.
was a huge divergence. There's the indicator high, and there's the price high at 20,000. But no, again, when we come down here, and this is 6,000, right? The indicator is bottoming out, and it is below the price low of back there. And this is again a reverse divergence, but to the downside. And what the reverse divergence does is it wants to force price up. Now we ask ourselves, is this the amount of forcing it did, or is there more to come so that it diverges or reverse divergence from the all-time high? I'm just applying divergence and reverse divergence to this indicator. If it's valid or not, I don't know, but we see the effects, right?
I personally think that this indicator is going lower.
Well, it's trending down at the moment. I think longer term, I think we're moving up like this, but we still have time. We have a lot of time to ride out. And I just make a point that zooming in to this, because everybody wants to catch this $150 bottom. All right, everyone wants to
That was the bear whale that I was on a plane for.
Slaying of the bear whale, right? Everyone goes, I want to catch this. So let's just trace this down. Boom, what a bargain. Bounce up, down. Oh, what a bargain, what a bargain, what a bargain, what a bargain. That was the bargain, right? But we're all just gambling here. We're absolutely gambling.
Even at the absolute bottom, you're gambling because your backside goes back to twitching.
There was one more.
At May 2000.
Your team becomes explosive.
The problem is if you can you go back to the homepage?
Oh, they missed that earlier joke, right?
Oh yeah. If you go back to, so if you do that again,
yeah,
catch that bottom, but make sure you go into September.
Okay, here we go, and let me just get us.
So get January into catch that second bottom right there.
Just that you want me to stop?
No, I want you to get both of them in one.
Oh, you mean on
this
the
one
other,
and this
from
one?
January through August.
Sure,
January
that'll be
through
interesting.
No, not
August.
that January 2015 to August. That's October already, right?
Just give me the year.
Okay, no, 2015, January to
Oh,
August.
you just want that? Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha. Right. Okay. But then
yeah, too much. Go back. Perfect.
Okay. Right.
Right. So what a lot of people don't realize is how bad the second one was, and your chart doesn't show it, but I remember it well.
Right.
Right.
In terms of the price drop,
In terms of the price
it
drop.
was relentless.
Oh, they'll go back.
Yeah.
So this one, everyone was happy And by the way, you only had about an hour to catch that, so you ain't catching it. Okay.
Yeah, it was a wick.
Yeah,
It was an
you ain't
absolute wick.
catching that one.
Well,
And
actually, that was
it was 155.
yeah. See, this is they closed at 176.
Yeah,
and it
but
went down lower.
it went
yeah,
down to 150, 155.
Yep.
What a lot of people don't realize is that other day, right here
Yeah.
in August,
Yeah.
on there was different exchanges that very different things, but on that one, it went down to about 165
Oh, no
as
shit.
well. Yep.
Yeah,
I
that one
remember
was
that
low.
well.
What
And-
exchange was it?
I think
all of them.
Bitstamp took a big hit.
Yeah,
okay.
and it's
That
a
was probably
double,
Or Bitfinex.
orchestrated.
I
and
don't
it's a
remember.
double treachery
Yeah.
because in July,
It's a bear trap, is what it was.
Right.
in
Yeah.
July of
It's a touch screen.
2015.
It's a touch screen.
Oh, it's a touch screen. Oh shit, I messed it up.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I
You get
got
the
it.
point, right?
I got
So what happens is, what a lot of people don't realize is after even those that caught the perfect bottom in January got scared shitless in August, 10 months later, like
See,
8 months later.
Let me
you so much.
thank you. Thanks, Annabelle. Let me just complete this gambling versus not gambling.
Mhm.
Like Venzen, you said people think of this as the bottom. I think of this as the wick that precedes the bottom. And this is a gamble that'll happen, right? It's just so happened that it's happened, Mozzie, happened on the previous ends of the downward run of the bear. And Mozzie. So where you want to call bottom is this zone here, this flat band, this accumulation bottom, right? Because when this happens, it goes sideways, you have evidence. So you can look at here, and people thought this was bottom because of the sideways banding.
I saw the descending triangle. I called it in Cointelegraph articles.
And it was like, it was threatening to break the 200-day moving average. When we break that, we're back in bull, right? It didn't break properly to here. And that was the end of the there.
Yeah, and
Now-
you see during this rise of July 2015, we did break the 200-day moving
And it
average. And
faked
everyone,
out. It
everyone
faked
was
out.
like, everyone's
It
like,
faked
that's
out.
it.
It faked
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, and there was
And
a lot
so
of buying
This
above
is
it.
this is the now if we were to look at this view, if we want a sideways band after a capitulation wick, but we need another view. We need to see what's happening with the investor flow in this.
And what people also have to realize that we may not get the long-term accumulation because as we saw once again with the S&P 500, after a big crash, straight up V up. We saw that in 2009 and we saw that a month ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, when you get that, even when you get that long, boring accumulation period, there's still problems there, like what happened in August with the secondary crash. To me, you can claim Bitcoin bottomed at 3 different points. Obviously, the price bottom came on January 6th, not deniable, but it didn't start going up until September, October.
That's right.
I can claim fundamentally Bitcoin bottomed in June when the Greek banks shut down. That was a critical point. I called that date
We're
2
on this
years
chart.
earlier.
We're on this chart.
In June.
June in 20.
Middle of June 2015.
Right there. That was a book.
That's kind of midway between January and
Right.
October.
I can call that from a fundamental perspective. The Greek banking shutdown, and we talked about the Greek banking shutdown earlier today. The Greek banking shutdown was a major fundamental shift as to the importance of Bitcoin. And it was smack in the middle of the two price
lows.
drops.
Yeah.
The low in August that came 2-3 months later, and the low in January that came earlier. The big Greek banking shutdown, and like all of the, to me, that was a good fundamental reason for owning Bitcoin.
Really good.
And then we
Yeah.
had that secondary fall in the price in August. You can claim any of those as bottoms based on what you think is a bottom. Now, to me, Bitcoin officially started the bull market in September, October, when we went to a higher high. So if you zoom in on that once again, if you zoom in on the entire 2015, perfect, right? So to me, where does the bull market begin? The bull market begins as we broke the July high, right around here, going into the $500 peak. That is when the bull market officially started.
That's the first
was,
wave, and you can see it. It doesn't resemble anything that came before.
I needed a higher high. Or see, to me, yes, this was a slightly higher high. The high in July was slightly higher than the high in March, but afterwards we made a lower low than the low in May. So
That's
to
right.
me, when we made a new high going into November, and we only back tested back to the prior high, that was it. That was the start of the bull market for me.
What was interesting before me was that this perfect exponential was a Chinese MLM scheme.
It was more in Africa than China, but yes, they were both. It was
nuts.
and I talk about that. I made some bad calls in Cointelegraph about that because I underestimated how stupid people are and buying into a Ponzi scheme. Not the first time I underestimated it. It seems to be like a 3 times annual underestimation of how dumb people are of buying into Ponzi schemes. But hey,
But it ended up not being buying into a
also,
Ponzi scheme because that was the initial advancing wave of Bitcoin from its low.
Let me show what there it is there. There's the Ponzi scheme.
Mhm.
And right about here, look how healthy that was.
Oh, yeah.
It was very healthy for the network.
Well, yeah, because
because
psychologically what's happening is that when the mood is positive, that translates into buying behavior that will find expression in Ponzi schemes and in Bitcoin and in a lot of other instruments that are related. It's not just about the Ponzi, right?
Yeah,
it
it's
was also a
psychology.
legitimate Bitcoin
psychology
advancing
driven.
wave, right?
Yeah. Another thing in this chart was that you guys know what this was? This bump here?
Is that the pizza transaction?
That
or-
was pre my data. If you tell me the date, I'll probably tell you what it was.
It's July.
July
July
2010.
10.
So July 2010 is no, now I'm thinking 2011. There was nothing that I know of in July 2010.
Do you know what it was?
So yeah, I have a theory. This wiggle here is Bitcoin priced in the cost of mining it. Okay. And then at this point,
What, like Satoshi's electricity bill, kind of?
It
Yeah.
was like it was New Liberty Standard, and they ran daily rates based on the price of electricity. And then suddenly it jumped up to here when Bitcoin market, the first exchange came on, and all the pricing went on demand supply. At this point here in July 2010, Mt. Gox went live, and we took a phase shift up. We already had a market here, but with Mt. Gox,
The
we had
launching
this,
of Gox.
we had like a, what is
Sure.
it? Is it
Makes
like
sense.
it was like a 4.4 of a cent to, it's more than 10x, like something like a
Right.
15x
The launching
overnight,
of Gox makes
right?
sense. Yeah.
And that brings
What-
us to the point where the charts start.
And
not
then
not
this
on
is
that
well,
rise.
so
but
this
at
is
the,
where all the long-term charts you see start.
Mhm.
yeah.
And
Well,
then
the
I
brave
wanna-
new, yeah.
Right.
Point out this point here. What happened at this date?
What's the date?
2011.
August 2011.
August 2011. WikiLeaks started accepting Bitcoin transactions about 2 months before that.
This is another point in a lot of charts. We see this is another starting point.
Stamp
This is
started
the launch
trading?
of Stamp when no
Stamp, yep,
longer
there it
did
is.
Mt. Gox have the monopoly.
Yeah.
Look at this phase shift.
Alright.
Up, Mt. Gox monopoly, end of Mt. Gox monopoly, boom,
Yeah.
back down.
Go back down.
I
yeah.
think there was some
Well.
suspect stuff going on. In
Well,
that
there's always
zone.
been some. I mean, Mount Gox has always been suspect. I mean, I still blame Jeb McCaleb for sending Mark Arpellis to prison. We'll see how that resolves.
But
Yep.
suspect, not suspect. It's formed the chart in a way that really matches the way you'd expect it to look, right? If there's going to be 5 waves of advance, you want it to
wave
pull
I
back like
would have
halfway,
expected
right?
is like this wave here, about the 10x under, but it played around in waves up here before that monopoly ended, and it came back down.
All right, so let's talk
All
about into the future, and then you still want to do charts? You want to turn off the chart? Well, you know what? Let's
I'm
go to
done.
my chart for a second. Hold on. So this was the chart that I drew, and we did this on live air. I have my cycle dates, which I'm still not sure what to do with later. But here's the chart. The bear trap of 2900 is starting to look more unlikely. Yes, guys, my subscription ended to TradingView. You're gonna see pop-ups for a minute until I figure out what subscription I want to renew. And I am looking at this bull trap now to 5,000 as more and more people get bullish. And I mean, I've seen altcoins going up even faster than Bitcoin. So once again, there'll be more pain. I believe so. And Venzen, you were saying earlier, you can envision this bear market happening for multiple more years. Want to give us your take on that?
Yeah, can you give me, if I'd like to do that, but it's going to take me 5 or 6 minutes. Can you give me a chart where I can draw on it? It can already have annotations. It doesn't matter.
You can draw.
I want to draw time tools on it.
You want to draw time tools?
Yeah, from the
Well, I
menu
no
there.
longer have a subscription, so we're kind of stuck with this. You can draw on this.
On this one,
do
I'm
whatever
gonna
you like.
I'm gonna switch off this lovely advert from IG
Yes.
Markets. Thanks IG. Thanks.
Someone said
Trading,
it's a real bear
Yeah,
market
yeah,
when
yeah.
Tone can't
Yeah,
afford trading.
make
view.
it,
And this is weekly, right?
This is weekly, yes.
Okay, right. I'm gonna
Is
move it
weekly
over.
okay for you?
Yeah, it's good. And I'm gonna just do that.
Sure.
You've got some vertical lines. Oh, the halvings.
Those are halvings.
Okay, so we start from the point where Willy says Mount Gox is live, right
Yeah,
there,
that's
right?
Mount Gox Live, July
So,
2010.
so you take your fib time zone tool, right? And you start from.
You want to click the magnet first so you lock it in?
No problem.
Okay.
I can just adjust it. So you take your time tool from there, and you go to the top of the. You go to the top of your 9 there. Yeah, the Bitcoin top 10 and 9 did it, and then I just
Right.
need to make an adjustment to that because I need a 0.618. Tone, can I change
You can do
this
whatever you
2 into a 1.618?
Do whatever you like.
All right,
Golden ratio.
618, right? And so that becomes this division between red and yellow. So you can see that this bottom came in close to that number as opposed to number 3 or number 4 or whatever, right? Okay, so if you look at this correction, let's start from the bottom of this wave, right? The bottom where this wave begins, right? Then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. You've got 3 waves down. So one A, B, C, right on 1.618, right? Okay, it's not any magic. It's right there to see. Do the same thing with this advance from this low, and you pull it to the top of the 2013 high at 1,260, and you can see that the 1.618 comes in between the January low.
Can I just adjust something here?
Go for it. Oh, you want to shift the horizontal
No,
scale?
I just want it to be clear. There.
Now it's clear. And you can see that it comes in between the does this control do the same thing? Yeah. The January low and the
August low.
Yeah, there it is. So it's during this transition that the market moves through 1.618.
I want to move this up. I got you. So that's the low, and we can move that up there.
I'm going to change it again. I'm going to redraw it again.
So yeah, are you going to shift it to what we're on now?
I'm going to grab a magnet, just so that it see it's easier.
Pretty,
it sticks it right into the top of the candles. So now if you're going to shift it again, well, it will be easier this time. You can take this, move it anywhere you like. Where you want to go?
Bottom,
you know where I'm going to go.
Yeah, put the bottom.
You're going to go from
go to that August low. Go to the August low.
August low. Right, from the August low.
Yeah.
Up to the very high.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then let's see where we're at.
So I made my point about 1.618 in terms of time.
Hey, look, right there. That's my date. That's my cycle date.
Yeah.
October 5th.
What did you work on? How did you get the October?
But wait. Okay, this is really like, this is saying that the low was in January 2015. We also said, okay, so it comes to your October date, right? Let's also go to the August 2015 low, right? And you project it forward from there. It's going to come slightly forward, but
that's
not
perfectly
by much.
I didn't even do this. Wow.
Did you freehand that or did you?
I freehand that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And even on the next arrow. So that's May of 2020. The 1.618 is on May of 2020. That should be the market low of this wave, right? Am I
Yeah, no,
am
I'm
I
with
doing
you, I'm
am I
with you.
doing like am I selling
May
snake oil, or am I
2020,
telling you
hold
the
on,
truth?
let's,
I'm showing
Will,
you
Will,
1.618
show me the
extensions,
May
right?
2020.
I like this one better.
You
Look,
like that
right,
one better
right,
because it
right
falls
on
on
my
your
cycle
date.
date, right on my quarter cycle
I'm
date
not
of October
arguing.
5th.
If you want 1.618 there,
Confirmation
then it's in
bias.
October.
Wow.
Okay, but guys, it's not as simple as that. So October of 2020 is one possibility, right? But this is a market cycle. This is a market cycle. It's not just wave after wave that's going to do the same thing, because we know that if we count 5 waves here from the bottom there, make a sonar ping from there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it corrects. And how much does it correct there? 90%.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
there was a
90%. I mean, the
$90
depth of correction.
30 to 2. Yeah, 30
Yeah.
bucks to $2. Yeah.
A 90% correction.
90, more like a 97.
The
but yeah.
correction, the correction from this point where it hit that low, the correction from the 2013 high to there,
85?
it's 85% correction, right? The current correction we have is about 80 or
It's about 80,
85.
It's
yeah.
more than
It's already
85.
getting,
Okay,
it's
so-
already getting 80,
It's
85.
more than.
But
it's the worst.
time wise, it's too soon.
It's too soon. And this is the really weird part, right? We're acknowledging Elliott wave to some regard, because we're saying, well, we can physically see 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a 90% correction. And we do it again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Any chance?
and then a 90% correction, right?
The light.
So
And I'm not sure how we power it actually.
Tone is trying to get some light.
Trying to
tonight.
get some light, yeah. Because
But
we're
it's not
gonna,
urgent, because we're
It's not
looking at
urgent.
charts. Our faces are not on. So guys, this part is important. Look at this from this bottom, right?
Uh-huh.
Make a sonar there.
Mhm.
Start there. You go 1, you go 2, you go 3 to that high, you go 4 to the August bottom,
That was the fifth.
and then you go 5 up there. So we can draw this tool across this entire Bitcoin bull run of the 2010s, right?
Mhm.
And now it's going to show us where the entire wave cycle of 5 waves is going to correct to. Are you ready for it?
Oh God.
You got
I get
May.
close.
You got May 2022. I'm not selling snake oil. I didn't do any
I
slide to hand
I
to
came
do that.
close
I
with
showed
my
you step
arrow.
by step, right? I showed you step by
May
step.
But this would be a
2022.
bottom though. But this would be a potential bottom in the price, not. I see. I still think we're gonna bottom in 2020. I don't think we're gonna bottom in 2022. But he does have a point.
I'm out.
I
See
have
you
a
guys.
point.
I'm getting
That's
a
my
day
point.
job.
That's my point. You asked me. The question was, how long do I think it can last? From technical analysis, step by step, methodical, I said between May of 2020 and May of 2022.
Yeah.
And then the bottom must be where? About 90%.
About 90%, right? So that means that we can wiggle around, but yeah, it's very possible.
So what
there's
is
3 more
90%?
years of downside?
What is 90% of the beginning of Bitcoin? So starting from 0 to 20,000, what is 90% to that?
You're dropping 90% from
20,000?
20,000.
This is the super
yeah.
beer channel.
It's gonna be like $200.
2,000 bucks.
No, it's not.
90% of
Oh, yeah, yeah.
20,000
Yeah,
is
2,000.
2,000.
Yeah.
That-
Is
that's a-
18,000.
That's a very, very boring drop
You're right.
over the next few
You're right.
years. Very boring.
And that's why I think if we do the technical analysis and it shows us this incredible boring Bitcoin chart for the next 2 years, the next year
All the
or the next
ADHD
2
people,
or the next
myself
2.
included, is gone. There's gonna be nobody buying the stuff.
And what are they going to be buying? They're going to be buying damn shit coins. That's the implication.
But the shit coins amplify this.
Yes.
Oh, wait, well, it's only 3 more years. We've already dealt with this
Shit.
for a year.
Shit.
We're still
Damn,
young.
technical analysis. Why do I know you?
Where's that ceremony? Where's that ceremony?
Yeah. So that's my analysis, and it because it shows such a boring Bitcoin chart.
So basically, hey
I
guys,
now know why
guys,
you're
guys, guys,
depressed.
so here's
Now you know why.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
so oh, wrong arrow. So basically what that means is, oh boy.
Oh boy, you got the
Hold
log turned on. Yeah.
Control Z, I do have the log. But what I'm trying to do is trying to grab this. So basically the bottom is going to show up here. But honestly, look, if the bear market is going to continue till May 2022, the price is going way lower than $2,000.
Hi, Krista.
Why
Say
should it?
hi.
If okay, will it go to 99%?
My girlfriend there saying,
Oh,
I'm
you don't
so
want to. You don't want to
sexy.
say that. You don't want to tell the camera which one you're.
Shh.
Hi guys. Hi girlfriends.
Yeah. So you're saying it should go to like 99% because it's going to take so long.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is, if what you say is true from a time perspective, you're probably looking at another correction, price correction, similar to our first price correction from $30 to $2. So the percentage from $30 to $2, that is, how good is my math here?
116.
So
what's that?
that would be 80, that would be 90, that would be 95%, right? So you would be looking more of a 95% correction from 20,000, a 95%.
1,000.
95, no, it's only 1,000. You can even go lower. So
Yeah.
Tyler could be right, right?
So, but can you see that the arrow that you just drew exactly traces the path of the shit coins?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you
was
got
my
it
bad,
labeled
the
shit
one.
coins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god,
Yeah.
this is. I wish I didn't do
This is
technical
hilarious.
analysis.
This is hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like Bitcoin is a joke, man. The Bitcoin price chart is a joke. Bitcoin is not a joke. But
Yeah, I
until
mean,
the
when
money comes
things-
out of
yeah.
the altcoins,
You're with
it's
me
like
on
the
that one, right?
yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. But it's not. In other words, what we're seeing technically is that the money is not coming out of altcoins now. It's going into altcoins. It's coming out of Bitcoin and diverting to altcoins. And if I can just do this, Tone, I'm going to erase it immediately after I'd done so.
It's fine.
I'm going to draw from where we are. I'm going to draw a line to 10,000. To that, towards that
the
halving, and then from the halving, my view is that we go from the halving down to 2,000.
You're too far, way too far. That's 200.
Am I two?
That's 200.
200,
2,000, like in between the dotted lines.
I'm even going to say 2,000, 2,000, not 90% drop, but 89% drop to 2,500. That's what I see, and it doesn't look right.
It
it's
doesn't.
down at
It
the
doesn't look right.
down at the sort of
That's
price
what the
level
technicals
around.
are saying, but it
we're
doesn't look right.
at $2,000. All it takes is $36 billion to buy up every coin.
But 3 years later, there's going to be a few more coins, right?
Have you got a delete button on this keyboard?
Yeah,
now?
it's right
You
there.
can hit it and hit it again.
It's the upper right corner.
Right, and we can remove this.
I actually like that. Leave it.
You want it? Okay.
Yeah, I'll make the shading
You can
a little
change the
less bright.
shading. Yeah. Okay, so guys, that's my basicest, most basic technical analysis. And I know it's weird, but it's been methodical. It's logical. If Bitcoin will do what it did in the past, then we're looking between May 2020 and May 2022.
So now the question is, we all agree that Bitcoin is going lower. We all agree that Bitcoin is going sub 3,000.
Long term, yes.
Yes. I say
Yes.
yes, Willy.
Yes.
I give it
Sub 3,000.
2/3 chance.
2/3 chance. So 66%?
Yeah.
Okay. So Willy's at 66% chance we're going sub 3,000. Venzen? Percentage chance,
a
sub
percentage chance 100%.
Jesus Christ.
He's committed.
No,
This guy's committed.
okay. Oh God.
He's
They're gonna quote me
jumping
on it.
without the parachute.
Right.
I'm going to be
Get him a
quoted on it.
parachute.
Yeah.
So for me, sub 3,000, it's a close 75-80% chance that we're going sub 3,000.
Because if we go to 85,000, are we 85% retracement? Are we at 3,000?
85% from 20,000.
85% from 20,000 should be 17,000. Well, it'll
Should
be
slightly under 3. It'll
3,000.
be under 85% under 3.
Yeah.
I think no. I'm not sure. Where's the calculator? Jesus. And I have a master's in math. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but this is difficult maths, man.
No.
You're talking about percentages and 20,000.
I'm gonna go exact. I'm gonna go 19,000. What are we top? 600 something?
19,600. Let's call it
19,650. Let's say. Let's put that middle. So multiply that by 0.85. That did not work
That's
at
the
all.
that's the
Multiply that by-
retracement.
Multiply that by
It's
0.15.
3,300. We won't be
It's
going.
just under 2950.
Okay.
85% down is just under.
We got pretty
29.50.
close to that already.
We came close, yeah. We were down like 83, 84%. 85% takes you under 3,000.
So I should change that to 99% chance. I'm almost certain.
Okay.
I'm almost
So
certain.
okay, so here's the other question, right? What do you think the probability is of going to 10,000 before we get there? And that's the one you're now thinking might happen.
Yes.
And by
will
10,000, I mean 10,000-ish, like 9,500 counts.
I think that there is a 80% chance that we do that in the coming 3
6
years.
months. 3 years?
Yes, because
Before.
2020, yeah, because 2020 is May 2020 is more than 3 years. Is just over
May
3 years away.
2022.
22 is just over 3 years away. That we will get there in the next 3 years somehow by meandering or events in the world.
Dude.
I believe is very, very high likely.
I am on the other end of the spectrum here. What do you think the chances are of going to near 10,000 before sub 3,000?
Rounded to the nearest number.
Yeah, rounded to the nearest
0%.
0%.
Okay, so you're at the opposite end of the spectrum. So he's like a 90% chance that's gonna happen. He's at 0%. So that
Rounded
you're
down.
at the 0 side. So I give that a very small probability. I'm always the guy taking the middle side.
Rounded to
right.
the nearest.
So
In the right
the
country.
chances of us going to in the vicinity of 10 grand before going sub 3,000, I give that a 5 to 10% chance. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think that 6,000 is as high as we will go before going sub 3.
Somehow that 6,000 level was
It's pretty
so
strong.
etched into the chart that it's going to be difficult to get above it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we can go above 6,000 and break those 2 moving averages that you see declining on that chart, I may have to call the end of this bear market, which I'll look stupid if you're right.
No, because I've looked stupid twice. So you're looking stupid once.
It'll be evened out.
It's still not balanced.
Yeah, so that's kind of our looks here. So Venzen, so you're thinking this dead cat balance is going to be substantial, but that's not a good thing, right? So by Venzen thinking that the dead cat balance is going to be substantial, it extends the bear market by years.
Years. Enough.
That's why you
Enough.
need that
Yeah.
10,000 to get to your 2022.
Guys, so what if I can just give you a nutshell of without technicals, just a picture of what I've concluded is that we have completed this. We have completed
People are asking
this.
what you're smoking, Venzen.
I'm smoking duckweed. So this part of the chart is what we have completed because it's a longer correction cycle. We've completed everything up to April of 2014 comparatively. Now we're in this. Now we're in this B wave, right? Now we're in this B wave.
I see.
You see what I'm saying, and that's why I'm saying 10,000. Because what we want to do is
see what you're doing.
yeah, we're getting a double. We're getting a double
I see
whammy.
what you're doing.
It's going to do this
Yeah.
crossover twice.
Yeah,
It's going to
okay.
do this crossover twice. Yeah.
So I will reiterate what Venzen said because I like to repeat for people. So what Venzen is saying that the low that showed up, the $3,000-ish low, is the low of April 2014. And we're about to go into, this is your B wave based on Elliott wave,
Yeah.
the the movement up, if comparing to the 2014 market, the March move up from 350 bucks up to the doubling of 630, and here's the thing, right? That was still 350 up to 700 at most on some exchanges. So that was only 100% upswing. So even with 100% upswing to match this, you're still back at 6,000.
Again.
Yeah, it's you can see
Yeah,
it in the moving
if there
averages.
is some over exuberance, it might go to break 6,000, and then the market's like makes a parabola to 10,000 and crashes.
So
right?
the only thing that makes me hesitant of agreeing with you is that this is taking place so far down the road after the moving average crossover that I still think that we are here in this September.
Oh, you're in that zigzag.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
right.
think that we're
Yeah.
here.
And you're
and
talking
not
about
there.
this up wick up there, aren't we? We're
Yeah,
going into.
and I'm talking about this wick, the November wick, being the 5 to 6, because that's a similar
You
move,
know what?
right?
You know
This
what?
is-
That's a
see,
good
watch,
match.
This is a move from $300, and the top of that wick is about $500. So
You know
it's
what?
just under
like it.
100%.
I like
move.
it. The only thing that's wrong with it is the time analysis, because you must get down to your Martin Armstrong time analysis, because if that happens now, then we've only got another 6 months of decline.
Well, here's the thing, right? You're right, but it's still possible that after the swing we go down. I have the Martin Armstrong one, so I have it right here on the upswing. I could be wrong about the upswing. This could show up at the capitulation low.
Okay.
So I'm kind of splitting the middle here, right? This October 5th of this year could be the ultimate price low. It could also be the secondary low. We can go up to 5, we can drop quickly to sub 3, we can then go up quickly back to 3 or 4, and then capitulate. What, like this arrow could be slid over, where this date shows up down here.
Down there.
That is one option. The other option is this date shows up over here, and the ultimate low gets delayed even further, but I don't think it'll get delayed into the next time cycle. This is November 29th somewhere, right? So
you know what, Tone?
Lots of other things.
It makes sense what you're saying. It makes sense what you're saying. I was just going with pure technical analysis. What you're describing better fits the chart, and it looks right.
And we'll know better as we
right.
get closer. I mean, there's still like a lifetime between now and October in Bitcoin years. So we will know a lot further. We'll know way more. Like by the beginning of September, I should know way more what I'm expecting on October 5th. But right now, it's hard to say what you're. Well, this is my best thinking right now for October 5th.
Yeah.
But also don't forget, I expected us to go down for another month, making a low. If we already started going up, then this arrow goes off the board.
Yeah.
This arrow doesn't exist. This arrow moves over.
And
that means this arrow slides over. That means this arrow slides over, and this arrow slides over, and now October 5th is lining up with the low.
But that's 2019.
No, yes, that's 2019. I'm still expecting the price low to come in this year.
Right.
Sometime this year, I'm expecting that January 5th drop, like the
2014 January 5th
I'm
drop.
expecting that January 6th ultimate price low to come sometime this year.
And then perhaps a meandering during the next until May kind of thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's very possible that if we already started the move, if we already started the bull trap move, that my October 5th can line up not with another small dead cat bounce, but it can line up with the ultimate low.
Ultimate low. Yeah. You know what? That makes sense. I would favor that.
I need
60%
another week.
over my 40% for my scenario.
We need to get over 4,200. If we can get over 4,200, that becomes my scenario.
Okay.
I need to get to 4,200. So we need another $200 pop in Bitcoin, and then I will get rid of this, then I'll completely walk away from my bear trap. I will only be looking for the bull trap, and then I'll be looking for the capitulation low to come October 5th.
I'm still favoring the bull trap. It happens in the middle of every big correction. There must be a bull trap.
All right, guys, I'm gonna walk away for 1 minute. I'll let you guys do the final.
We have
thoughts.
a couple of questions from the audience.
Let's go to the audience.
The first
to read
question
these.
to Tone is, will you stop eating mushrooms? And the second,
I stop eating mushrooms.
the question was about eating mushrooms. to
Like which
Tone.
kind of mushrooms are they talking? You gotta be. Yeah, you guys gotta
They
be
said
way
stop
more
eating.
specific. You
Stop
gotta be
eating
way more
mushrooms.
specific.
Okay,
ask
so-
Venzen about tonight's super snow moon
Yeah, that's
impact.
the other one for
on
you.
it. Yeah. So either guys,
Stop screen share. Can we show them some scenery at this point?
yeah.
Well, it's all dark.
It might be a
now.
little dark.
So guys,
I'm wearing a white
the
shirt.
I'm not an authority on moon phase. I just do what I
Can we get some phone
what I
lights?
did during the previous
And
half
then we
hour
can get some interviews with
to
people.
speak about. I speak about the moon phase because I look backwards in the chart where the highs come in. Does it come in on a new moon or a full moon? And then right now being a full moon today, either price is going to reverse back down because it's full moon. That's what happens 85% of the time.
So a reversal on a full moon is 85%.
Likely. Reversal on a new moon is 85% likely. It doesn't matter whether it's
All right, we're gonna put
advancing
UNC
or
out for
declining.
There we go.
And what was the 15%? Sorry, I missed that.
Reversal on a full moon or a new moon is 85% likely. It doesn't matter if it's advancing, if price is advancing or declining. It's
Right.
not like full moon is going to be advanced and new moon is declining. It's either way. The case with today's moon is, and you're saying 15%. The remaining 15% is
random.
It's just gonna continue in the direction that it's going.
Okay.
That's as much as you can say
It's
for
interesting.
using technical.
So if it's
analysis
a
and-
full moon and it's sideways bending, what does it mean? Nothing. It's gonna break out. It's gonna break out of a sideways band if it's.
if it no normally when it's meandering sideways and there's a new moon or full moon, it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right.
So
So you're saying
it'll break into the next new moon or full moon. I'm just recalling, it tends to break into the next new moon or full moon, but not on a new moon.
Right.
Because there's no direction, right?
So like what we've got right now is that we are making a bull run right now, and you're saying that there's 85% chance of reversal based on the moon analysis.
Yeah.
But you're long right now.
I'm long right now, so
But you're stopping out.
I'm stopping out. So if it goes down now, I'll take the hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there any other good questions? But full Lambo moon.
No more full moon talk. Focus.
They don't
please.
like it.
They don't like the moon.
Focus. Whales love astrology. I use the moon to make my TA kappa.
Millionaires don't use astrologies. Billionaires do. That's kind of true, I think.
How about full moon with ET on a bike crossing it?
Oh, actually, hey guys.
Where's our host gone? I need a host here.
Mobile unit. Why don't we just pick up the stable slowly, move it right there in the light, and then we can interview some people.
Yeah, let's do that.
So, how am I doing on battery power? We're still good. All right, so we're gonna slide over. Should I start
Take
a new
over the
stream for
mics.
this? Yeah, take off the mics. Give us 1 second, guys.
See you just now.
I'm still locally recording this, so I can always break up the stream later if I have to repost it anyway. Let me turn off my flashlight.
Oh
Yep.
no.
Let's get the glass out of the way.
You still live now?
Yeah, we're still live. We're just gonna move the entire portable. You know, you can leave that table. That table doesn't bother us.
Someone wanna brace the camera?
Oh wait. Someone wants to hold the camera steady. Or no, we can just pick this up.
That's
It'll be fine. We can slide this over into light. We can actually, yeah, this is good. Keep going. Oh, stop. Perfect. Now we can do this. We should have a lot more light here. We got the pool behind us, way more light. This is good. It's better. And there's still, you can still see the pool behind us. Let's slide this over a little bit more. Get the angle of the pool going. See the little pool behind us there, nice and blue. Oh, what happened to the blue? There it is. The pool is being lit up again. All right. All right. We're gonna interview some people around here as they're going. Is dinner ready yet? Dinner is ready. Cool.
You got people lined up, or just?
We're just gonna, whoever comes over. Let's see. Camera needs to focus. There we go. Nice pool behind us. Hey Venzen, you mind grabbing that chair over? We got 2 mics, or should I use the other? No, I'm too lazy to switch microphones. We're okay.
Annabelle first.
Come on, Annabelle, you've been helping us with the stream. There you go, clip that on. Hi, Annabelle.
Hi.
Very nice to meet you.
You too.
We met earlier today. So tell us where you're from, what you do, and how long have you been here at Utopia?
Well, I'm from Estonia, and I do energy work.
Energy work.
Yeah, I help people manifest their lives the way they want to. So I help them clear out blockages and understand how the universe actually works to get what you want in life. So you wouldn't be so stuck with what do you think is going to happen. Instead, you just make that happen, what you want to happen.
So you teach meditation.
I teach manifestation and like the inner work of like how we're actually connected with everything that is going on around us, which is pretty the opposite side of what you're doing here.
Let me see how the video looks on a live stream. Hey, there you go. And so how long have you been here?
About a week, a little less than a week now. But I have lost track in time, like over the past 2 months. I actually really don't know. I have to check my dates only to catch my next flights. Otherwise, I don't know which day it is. And
So
I don't
you
know.
travel?
Right now,
as
I'm
you-
traveling. Yes, from here, I'm gonna go to Bali next.
You're going to Bali next. And where
Yes.
were you before you came to Thailand?
Actually, I was also in Bali,
Also in Bali.
and then I came to Bangkok, Koh Tao, and here now in Koh Phangan.
So I am off to India from here. Have you been to India?
I have not. For me, it's been always something like India's energy is really intense. So I guess I'm not ready yet. So yeah, I haven't been in India.
Very cool. And but what brought you to this Utopia spot that's filled with a bunch of Bitcoiners?
Yeah, I know.
So what actually got you to this retreat?
Actually, I think the first time when I arrived, I was kind of like, how did I arrive here? Because like, I don't know anything about this. But what I have been asking for in this universe is that how can I serve more? Because my energy work has been going on over 10 years, and like I know I'm ready to upgrade and up level in my life. So basically what I was just asking is that how can I serve more, and where would those people be? And then I find myself here. So for the first 24 hours, I was just kind of like taking it all in. I'm like, oh wow, I'm around like totally different people, which I would never have thought with your brain. Like, oh, you could go and help some Bitcoiners or like people who are actually changing the world in a so much bigger way. So kind of like this has been the flow of my energy, just bringing this in front of me, so that I really didn't know where I came when I arrived. So it's been really interesting.
So you work with people all over the world. So on what like level from 0 to 10 of crazy are us Bitcoin people?
Ooh, on a level of craziness. actually what I've seen here is that everybody has their own brilliance, and like I haven't seen any ordinary people around. Like I
And
think
is that a good thing?
I think it's amazing because it really doesn't matter who you're eating dinner with or who you're chatting with, because every time you just pick up so much value, because everybody has their own different perspective and also life experience, but everybody is so willing to share and like actually open up. So I don't know. I don't know if I would call you crazy in that sense, but definitely amazing people and interesting people, and yeah, like really like in your heart is something that I really didn't expect from outside.
All right, very cool. All right, well, tell my audience where they can find more of your work. You have a YouTube channel or a website, or?
Okay, this is gonna be really, really crazy because I don't think you can find anything really. Because actually until now I have been only working, keeping myself working in Estonia. So when I travel, I come to this situation all over again. People are asking like, why don't you do anything in English? And I have just been like stuck with that for years.
Your
like,
English is really good.
Thanks, but I.
Perfect, better than my English. So I'm also I'm an immigrant as well.
So basically, yeah, like I have been keeping myself working with Estonians and Estonia just because I was born there. So therefore, I've felt that it's been my mission. So, but I have a few videos. Okay, these are like if you ever do a video so that you think you're never gonna show that to anyone, you know, like a startup video or something, like just testing.
I got a few of those online before my YouTube channel.
Exactly. So I have 3 of those basically up just on a little Facebook page called Crazy Awesome Life by Annabelle. This is about all I have in English. All the rest of stuff is Marlen Annabelle TV, which is all in Estonian, so you won't understand the thing. But you can see me, I'm really pretty sometimes. And then other moments I'll be making a video out of my bedroom, like being really cranky and stuff. So
no, that's not true. You're pretty all the time.
Oh, true, but thank you. But I have this way of like communicating in a really sincere way. So even though you don't understand the thing, you can like just see that I am there. So what else is possible now? Maybe I have to open up a channel just because you said. Like,
yeah, you have to now. You have 600 live viewers and a bunch more are gonna see it.
So let's say it's gonna be Crazy Awesome Life by Annabelle, and I'll make a YouTube channel tonight.
All right, great. Thank you so much, and thank you for helping us.
Absolutely, you're welcome.
There. Thank you for helping us with the live stream, and let's see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. So whoever you wanna have here next.
Come on, guys. Come on, Didi. Come on over. All right. Then you clip on there. There we go. A little closer. Let's get some light. There we go. What happened to my light? Yeah. There we go. Oh no.
I'm too dark for this.
I know. Let's.
We will have some light. She's still
we're gonna get some
working.
more light.
I'm still working. I'm not leaving you.
I have my phone. There we go.
There
Oh,
we
it's
go.
great. There we go. I'm gonna do mine as well. You can put it sideways. You put it sideways. There you go. Perfect. And I'm gonna do mine. I will also do.
It's like a horror movie now,
Yeah,
but
there
it's
we
cool.
go.
It's like a cool effect.
There we go.
The Bitcoin horror show.
Ah, sweet. There
With
we
a
go.
full
That's
moon.
good.
Just need some
Oh, wait,
werewolves.
there we go. I know. Your eyes are perfect for this.
The werewolf.
All right, let's that. There we go. There we go. All right, Didi, we finally meet.
Yeah.
We've both been on some crazy traveling schedules, and I'm actually curious how many of my people are familiar with your work. But you know what? I'm not going to do it justice. I should have you say it. But you've changed your whole life around. Were you the first person that sold his house for Bitcoin?
I think, yeah. I think literally, yeah.
And you guys sold everything, your house, your car, everything you own, put it all into Bitcoin and started traveling the world. So
Yeah.
tell us a quick story on that and where you are now.
So yeah, it started all in 2013 when I started mining some Bitcoin, and then of course in the first crash started getting like nervous and selling some coins, and then I had some things in life. My father died and everything. I started to change lifestyle and travel. And during these travels, the people started calling me, Didi, do you still have your Bitcoins? And I said, yeah, I still have some Dogecoins. I still have my Bitcoins, and check them, they're going up. And then I quickly realized that this revolution was starting, and I started to feel like really positive again. And wow, this Bitcoin is going to change the world. You know, this is going to change everything. It's going to decentralize the whole world. And then I sat down with the wife and asked her, "Shall we go all in?" And she was like, "Yeah, you going all in? You're a very materialistic guy, man. You're not going to go all in." And I said, "Let's see." I sold my Jeep online. I sold my Audi Cabriolet online. I sold my motorbike online. Invested in Bitcoin. Then we flew home and sold our house to Bitcoin. And then, yeah, people in the media found out and they were like, "Did you really sell a house for Bitcoin? What happened? How did it go? How, you're homeless now. What are you doing? You have children. Don't you need to go to school?" No. And then I'm just, no, we are living a decentralized lifestyle, traveling all the world, educating people in crypto and blockchain, and sharing everything we make with poor people. So yeah, people don't understand exactly what we are doing. They are surprised what we are doing. Yeah, and then they started bumping us to the Bitcoin family, and we're the proud owners of the BitcoinFamily.com since last week. Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
that's great. And when did you get the tattoo?
The tattoo, yeah. Wall Street flew over to make a documentary, and they wanted to do the American style. So, and I wanted to have a Bitcoin tattoo because I have a tattoo for every change in my life. So the flowers for my children, the woman for my mother which died, and the back to, and Bitcoin changed our life in this huge way that I wanted to have this be on my arm. So that was like a year ago.
Great. And how long have you been here at Utopia?
So after going all in, last year we traveled 32 countries as a family, speaking on conferences, educating people, and then we went home to take a rest again, but that was not really a rest because the television again was there and the radio and everything. And then we decided to go to Thailand because we always loved this island here in Koh Phangan. And I was in another resort and I met Alex, one of the guys, and he was like, "Didi, the Bitcoin family, are you on this island?" And I was like, "Yeah, we are. You should stay in Utopia. So please come and stay with us and build up this beautiful crypto community, and let's all combine our strengths and decentralize this world." So that sounded like music in my ears. So that's why I directly went here, and then now I'm meeting all those amazing people like you and Willy and Venzen and a lot of other guys the last 2 weeks. So yeah, it's beautiful to be here. Beautiful to
no,
let this crypto life.
it's awesome. And I met your beautiful daughters, and you guys are enjoying, having a great time.
We just have a crypto life. Maybe the oldest one wants to come on screen. Julie, come, say hello to the people.
You want to come on a live stream?
Of course. For a second.
Let me see.
This is my oldest daughter.
Yeah, microphone. Where's he,
Yeah.
Julie? You want to say a few
Come
words?
on. Do you want to see?
You're being
She's
shy.
shy.
How many languages do you speak? English and Dutch. That's it? You haven't learned Thai yet? You guys have been here for a while. The youngest ones are picking it up, right?
The middle one speaks a few languages. He can count in Thai and everything as well. And the oldest one speaks. They understand German because
Yeah.
we traveled a lot with German people, but they are just not there and speaking German yet. Yeah, but that's one of the educational things we offer them. Yeah.
And people can find other documentaries about you and your family. On what channel would they go and look for that?
We have a YouTube channel. It's called the Bitcoin Family. And if they Google YouTube for the Bitcoin Family or they watch our website, the Bitcoin Family, most documentaries are on the list as they are as well. So yeah.
All right, very cool. And how long are you staying here?
We are staying till the 5th of March, and then we will fly home to see my brother's wife having his first child.
Oh, congratulations. And I'm sure our paths will cross again. I'm planning to
will.
come back to this place.
We will have some time.
All right, Sean, want to come over? Come on over. Let's see if we can get Alex here too. Come on over, guys. Oh, no, sorry, he's still eating. We got time. Yeah. All right, have a seat. Have a seat on the sides, guys. There we go. Damn, I just took the mic off. I gotta keep it this side. All right, put that on. Let's put that on.
You want to Alex now or?
Next. Yeah, whenever he wants to come by, just let him know that we'll grab him. You know what? I'll clip
Yeah,
on
just
this
clip
to
it
me,
out.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
it'll
there we
pick
go.
it'll pick you up just fine.
Real close.
All right. So, camera. Boom. All right. We are with Sean of Hard Forking YouTube channel and website, right? You have
Correct.
a Hard Fork. Tell us about Hard Forking.
So the World Crypto Network taught me about Bitcoin. I'm from a media background, TV production, and I wanted to do my bit to promote Bitcoin. You guys, massive inspiration. I really got heavily into the space during the hard fork. So hence the name, bit of fun as well. And really what we're about is educating people, but we're trying to make some media that will appeal to a huge global audience that crosses over between lifestyle, but getting that Bitcoin message across. The Bitcoin community is great at talking to each other, but really what we're trying to do with hard forking is create documentaries, highlight the people that are really making a difference. And Tone, you're absolutely #1 there, bro. It's a real pleasure to be on your channel right now. So check out Hard Fork, and we're going to show you the background of some of the people that are really driving what Bitcoin is. There's no marketing department, and it's people like Tone that are out there every day doing what you do, man.
Yes, crypto.
Tone's the man.
I've been involved with Sean in this project, and it's been a very interesting thing to see how he involves crypto culture, but also kind of making it a bit interesting to maybe even perhaps people that are just getting into it and beyond. And it's just it's a bit of it's another angle to get into this whole extravaganza that is the crypto world, and it's another way we're trying to bring it out there and make it well known.
All right, yeah, very cool. And you guys been doing some recordings out here, trying to get some footage, trying to bring it to the space. And you have other projects. So what's the next project you have in the works?
We've got a couple of documentaries happening right now. You're going to be in one of them, I hope.
I hope
That's what we're filming right now. So
trying to get as much coverage as we can.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got some of the best people to do that with right now, and it's been really fun to do this. Thanks for having us out.
Yeah. I gotta see if we can get Tom on here as well. You know Tom? Tom. The older gentleman right there. Yeah.
Tommy.
And so hey, you guys just got here for the first time. With me, you and I took the boat over from Koh Samui.
We got the sunburn to prove it.
Oh yeah, I still got it on my head too. And you and I met a little bit earlier. We met I think back in October in Singapore.
Yeah. It's about close to a year and a half ago. One of the problems I see for Bitcoin is there isn't a marketing department. There's really a handful of people out there who are doing their bit, and your show is about price analysis, but I think people need to know Tone is really, along with Dee, these are people that are out there promoting Bitcoin. Get behind what they're doing, support their efforts. It's so important that people get to hear about Bitcoin, and I think you're almost you're underappreciated. Your efforts are huge, and if look at what we're going to be doing with Hard Fork, and there'll be some content coming out over the coming months that'll really show you the behind the scenes, the people that are grafting, what their motivations are. That's what Hard Forking is about. We're here to really show people,
and it's real.
It's real. So yeah, check it out. That's who we are. And
I hope to see you at Understanding Bitcoin. It's right up the alley of what you guys are trying to achieve.
Awesome.
All right. Hey, thanks for joining. Thank you so much, guys. We'll
Thanks,
see you tomorrow. We'll do some more content.
Yep.
And let's get Alex in here. The man that's responsible for getting Tone to Utopia. Have a seat.
Thank you, man.
Man, let's
It's
put
an
that
honor for
on.
us.
Oh, man. Thanks for coming on the stream. So quick background. Alex and I initially met in St. Petersburg, Russia, probably about a year and a half ago, before this place even existed. We met there. We're on a little boat cruise going around St. Petersburg. And we run into each other again in Kiev. Was it Hackett or was it Blockchain Day? I don't remember.
I think it was hacking.
I think it was Hackett, right?
Yeah.
So it was the conference in Hackett. I believe it was October of last year. ran into each other again. He told me about this crazy resort they just bought here in Thailand, and here I am. Thanks for inviting me. It's great. I did not expect it to just be filled with crypto people, co-working spaces. There's your beautiful daughter.
Hey. Come say hi. Okay. Hi.
Let's get the camera over. There we go. Well, she's clearly not camera shy.
Yeah, so what I wanted to add, that we, in between, you maybe forgot it, but we met also on New York Consensus. And
That's right. New
yeah,
York
I just
Consensus.
ran into you, and you just were so busy and running also somewhere.
And how did you come about this place? How did you get involved?
Yeah, so how did it happen? We were looking for some options where to move our office from LA, it was costing us around $10,000. And for the same amount of money here in Copenhagen, we found some villas with like 7 bedrooms with a pool and view to the ocean. And it was just amazing. And but then as soon as we found out that our ideas and our all the ecosystems that we are building is growing exponentially, we decided that we need something bigger. And we just found out about this place. Thank you to Kyle, my partner. And we just bought it. And it was a great step because it's a unique place where there's nothing like that on the island. We have incredible view to the ocean, and we're on top of the mountain. It's pretty exclusive because there are no neighbors. And we can do whatever we want here, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, very cool. And speaking of doing whatever you want here, what's going on tonight?
Oh, so what we have for tonight, it's our friend Herbert is gonna play. He's from Peru, and he's actually a shaman. So he's gonna play some authentic music, and that's gonna be interesting. And also we have some shisha and drinks by the pool.
Very cool. All right. Well, you planning to stay here for a while?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Excellent.
Yeah, I moved here with all my family, wife and daughters, and my actually parents were here just recently. You guys didn't cross paths, but it's really great that I bring my family here, and I'm building bigger family from the people that are coming here. So
Yeah, well, I will put a link to this resort in the video description. Please check it out. Next time you guys are on the islands of Thailand, definitely come through for a visit. It'll be great. You guys are full. Every room's taken here this week, huh?
yes, we are fully booked.
And how many rooms are here in total? About 40?
36
36?
rooms and 3 private villas which are under construction and it's still not finished, but we also have a big plan of constructing a huge community down there by the hill, and also making a venue for conferences and attracting a lot of attention.
That'd be great. I gotta bring
future,
a
yeah.
workshop out here in the future.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, thanks a lot. Thanks for
Yeah.
getting me here. I enjoy my time, and I'm here one more full day. We'll do some more content tomorrow. I'm gonna interview some more guests that I've met here that have been very interesting.
Hello there.
Hey, have a seat. Tell us your name. Tell us how you came about getting here. We spoke earlier, but
Sure.
I want to give it away. Tom, go
Okay,
for it.
I'm Tom Sparts, and I'm here with my wife, and we're here visiting our 3 sons. We're from Chicago, the Chicago area, and our kids are world travelers. They basically have been traveling for the last year, city to city, and they get the projects done, and they enjoy themselves.
All 3 of them together, or they're on their own?
All 3 of them together, and occasionally have to run off to projects, but for the most part, they've traveled the world together. It's a great thing for parents.
How old are your kids?
32, 30, and 20.
Ah, the youngest is 20.
Yeah. But the youngest one organized all the travel plans, so they think he's the absolute best thing in the house.
And how did they come about and start this lifestyle instead of traditionally working?
Oh, long story, but they began at the age of 12. The oldest one began homeschooling, and he started building projects. He became the Harry Potter kid, building the largest Harry Potter website, and his name is Emerson. and he grew that to a monster site. At one point, he had 50 million page views in a month. So let's just say that was his project.
That was the oldest.
The oldest. And the second oldest was the graphics whiz kid. So he designed all the work, and even to this day, they're still designing and creating, and now they're traveling.
Ah, congratulations, the three entrepreneurs. So what?
It was a cool house to grow up in.
I know. So how does the young one feel? He's got to try to pass the older brothers, right?
No,
what is he up to?
I don't think there's competition. They learn wherever they go, and they just have a great time doing it. I mean, this island is a perfect example of where they play hard, work hard, and at the end of the day, they watch sunsets, they hang out together and talk about the day.
How did you end up in this Bitcoin crypto land?
Well, the lads are players in it, but they, as parents, we have the front row seat for our kids, and it's always been great. Remember the first experience I heard that much about Bitcoin was a number of years ago, when our oldest son gave me a 6-hour lecture on the way to Columbus about why he wanted to be, why he wanted to talk about Bitcoin. So that was one of the wonderful days for me.
All right. Anything else you want to add? Where are you guys off to next?
Well, we're heading back to the States. They're off to the next spot in the journey, and they'll continue moving through Asia week to week.
All right. Sounds good. Well, hopefully our paths will
Tone?
cross in the near future.
I enjoy your
thank you
podcast.
for watching
Thank
the podcast
You betcha.
that you've just been on.
Take care.
All right. Let's see. I think we covered everybody. Is Kyle here? If Kyle's here, it'd be great to get Kyle. All right. I'm going to try and get Kyle. Kyle is the man that started this utopia, the crypto utopia. So let's see if we can get him. It'll be great to get a few words from the man that got us here and what he's working on. I think he's coming over. I'm probably going to split up these videos into two and I'll post them separately. But other than that, no more analysis for the day. Check out the early part of the video for analysis. All right, have a seat. Kyle, let me clip that on.
Okay.
And here we go. Well, I already said your name, but tell us who you are. And how did you come about? Well, I've been asking people, how did you come about being here? So in your case, how did you come about creating all this?
Okay, my name is Kyle, and well, it's a big question.
Well, how long have you been in the Bitcoin crypto space?
So 2012 is when I got involved. Just through the Silk Road is how I found out about it. I think most people.
See, I wish I found out about it through Silk Road. I would have been in there so much earlier.
Yeah.
One of those times I regret not doing substances that were being sold on Silk Road.
Yeah, I definitely was. For me, I was intrigued by everything. Like it wasn't just Silk Road, and it wasn't really necessarily Bitcoin at the time. It was just more the fact that this thing existed, and it was kind of something that everyone could access, and it was just there in the open, and it was and just you could buy anything, and to me it made so much sense because I've always been someone who knows that drug war is bullshit, and I know that a lot of stuff is bullshit, and just someone figure out a solution to kind of figure out a lot of the problems, right? If we had an open market like this, we could eliminate like cartels, and we can eliminate the massive amounts we spend on war on drugs, and just so for at the time it wasn't really just about Bitcoin, although it was fascinating that this was the tool that people were using to be able to pay for this stuff, which was amazing. So that was kind of the intro, and then when WikiLeaks, the whole WikiLeaks thing happened, and it was so
the WikiLeaks actually happened first, and that's how I heard about Bitcoin. The WikiLeaks started accepting it later, but the rumors started earlier, and that's how I heard about it. I just really wish I bought some when I heard about it.
There was so maybe I don't remember if I found out about it later or if it was when
Yeah.
they started accepting Bitcoin. But
They started accepting Bitcoin later, but the rumor to accept it started early. That's when I first heard about Bitcoin. But they started accepting it later
Yeah,
than Silk Road.
so I think I either had heard about it or it was the time when they did accept it that was the eye opener of wow,
Yeah, for me as well.
wow, like how powerful this is. So then I've been in it ever since. And then I started I went with the same ethos, started a lottery and global lottery.
I got in on the Cypress vault because as a financial guy working on Wall Street, you know, the WikiLeaks was nice because I was paying attention to the Ron Paul campaign back then.
Yeah, me too.
So it was a nice angle, but wasn't enough to get me in. The Silk Road thing went right over my head. I wasn't in that realm. But when the money from Cyprus banks got confiscated,
Yeah.
that's in my wheelhouse of finance. And I'm like, I better go buy some Bitcoin before the government confiscates my 401k and my savings.
Wasn't this when they also?
That was in April of 2020.
Didn't they at the same time they shut down the internet and everything, and then we had to, like there was like cypherpunks and anonymous who went in there and like showed people how to dial in with dial.
Cyprus?
Yeah, wasn't it?
I don't remember that.
Okay.
No, I think that was
Greece.
I think it was there might have been a Greece, but I think that was more like Iran and some of those other.
I think it was Greece.
Or Turkey. It was one of those.
Yeah.
It was somewhere else in that vicinity. But yeah, so that got you in, and then what?
Then I went down the rabbit hole and just found out. And so then I said, okay, this is not classified as currency. Therefore, you know, and then I found out I was living in Chicago at the time, and there was a huge like super lotto. And I said, well, you know, if the super lotto is this huge in just Illinois itself, imagine if we could do it globally, how massive it could be. So I started World Super Lotto, and I did it for almost a year, 2 live drawings a week. It took me about a year to build it out. And then after that, so 2014, I launched it. We did 2 live drawings a week. It was interesting because I had to prove to the Bitcoin Talk forum that I was not a scammer. And so, I mean, everyone was yelling and I needed validates and all this stuff. So I started.
So you ran a lottery through the blockchain, a fair lottery.
It wasn't through the blockchain. I was using Bitcoin as a form of payment.
Oh, okay.
And
how did you do the drawings?
With a machine, like bought a machine from China, and spun it around.
I can see why people thought that would have been a little.
A picture of write the forum name on a piece of paper, tape it to the machine, and then put the machine up, posted a picture on Bitcoin Talk forum. And then also just from time, like I had to just keep going, keep doing drawings, keep having people paid out and no reports of scamming, build reputation over time. It was just too early. Now you have, that's 2014, now we're at 5 years later and lottery.com is finally doing it. So I was 5 years ahead of 5 or 6 years ahead of the curve.
Cool. Was there a good profit in that?
Nope.
It was all you gave away.
I lost all the time and money spent into building that it was all for the experience. I mean, it was a lot of work. And then I eventually stopped doing that because there just wasn't enough people interested in Bitcoin at the time to make it profitable. People played, but it just wasn't something that was making me money. And after that, I was actually at a conference for casinos and stuff in London. And I met this team, which was doing a project built from scratch, blockchain as a service called Credits. And I got involved with that, became CEO of that.
Around.
No, this is the old Credits.
Different credits.
That turned out to be a scam, not because I knew about it, but because the architects decided to, after raise some money, decide to kind of chip us all off one by one and then eventually disappear.
Yeah, it happens a lot in this space, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
All right, where do from there?
So I had gone all in on Bitcoin, and like all in 2013. And then I had another business at a time too called Reverse Aging Institute, where I worked with a lot of really rich people who didn't have the time to learn all the stuff that we had been learning before the previous year of research, flying around with a billionaire, collecting information about the latest and greatest in anti-aging regenerative medicine. Built a protocol off of it, and it worked really well. We had data from the billionaire who was a guinea pig, and found out that people were, he came back when he first started getting tested, came back as a 70-year-old, unhealthy with all this medication, couldn't like have sex with his girls like without like dick pills and all this stuff, and after about a year and a half
I like the plural in girls.
Yeah, he does have his rotation of women. But you know, I ended up working with him and traveling around the world with him and learning. You know, we basically would put together this protocol. We would go to this guy over here who had this product or this service or this you know thing, and we'd go review it with our scientists and find out if it was a magic potion, like if it was snake oil bullshit, we'd move
So
on.
you basically traveled with a 70-year-old billionaire throughout the leading experts around the world on anti-aging to try to get him healthy.
Yeah, try to get him, try to have him not die. I mean, you know, we're all born with the same disease. We're all born with a terminal illness, right? And so the thing is, how do we solve this problem?
How's he doing now?
Phenomenal. Like, and it's kind of he's not the nicest guy in the world. We'll just say that. So, but you know, as arrogant and egotistical as he may be, what he might do in his self-fulfilling prophecy is find a way for us to all like live healthier and longer. And the idea is really just to be able to live an extended life in an independent, healthy fashion, right? No one wants to end up their last 5-10 years in a shitting in a bedpan and relying on people to move you in and out of bed and this kind of stuff, right? So it's how do you stay healthy as long as you can live? And he's doing really well. I mean, like when I left to, you know, he was really difficult to work with. I worked literally 7 days a week, 16 hours a day. And one time there's a couple people that traveled with us 24/7, 365. We came up with a plan to have a day off, and he thought it was ridiculous to have a day off a week. So I left, I took all the information I had gathered, all the connections and stuff, and left and started Reverse Aging Institute, which was basically doing what I did for him, for other really wealthy people who actually appreciated it.
And I should be actually careful. I have about 3 people working for me, and since I don't believe in a day off, sometimes I have the same expectation from the people that are helping me with like my graphic design and my management.
But how many hours do they work a day?
I don't keep track of that.
Okay.
They get the job done very well, and as long as things get done, they can optimize their time as much as they like.
Well, like
I'm not around.
Same thing. I mean, same thing here. We give some of the staff at the resort here a day off on Sundays, and then we all kind of just go, you know, do whatever. But also, I don't believe in days off because I've integrated what I'm passionate about into my lifestyle. So this is just something I do all the time anyway. You know, like there's no day off, there's no time off. It's just sometimes I do work and sometimes I just go do something I want to do for myself. And I just kind of integrate like this. But back to Reverse Aging Institute, what I did is I ended up giving my customers discounts if they paid me in Bitcoin. And this is kind of how I accumulated quite a bit. You know, if the service was $50,000 I charge for a couple months of consulting, I'd maybe give them a discount, 30,000 worth of in Bitcoin, you know, and kind of got them to know about it. But more importantly, like this is where I collected some BTC. And then so you asked me what I did after credits. I diversified and went and invested in some infrastructure projects. And now that we have a lot of like Bitso and Kraken and Bank to the Future and these wallets and exchanges and infrastructure that exists in the space today, they were all brand new. And every time something popped up, I usually put some money into it. And I also took some time off, like building the lottery, doing everything, be obsessed with crypto. Like a lot of stuff suffered, relationships, health. You know, the woman I loved, like just that kind of fell apart. And so after credits, I kind of decided to take some time off from being active in this. Since I've learned about it, I've been obsessed with following development and adoption. But I took some time off from being active. And 2016, 17, it was really just observing what was going on and then still making some strategic investments. Also made an investment in a software as a service for business reputation management that kind of, you know, showed me how corrupt things like Yelp and TripAdvisor, Google, Facebook, all the review sites are all super corrupt, and it bothers me because I'm an entrepreneur. And, you know, also being an American, you have people who like risk their lives, hop over the border, try to get over for a better life. They get over there, start an honest business, and then they get slammed by their competitor who has, you know, who knows how to use to be shady with reviews and hire someone in India to fuck them over. So like this is a really big problem that we have in the world. There's a great documentary coming out called $1 Billion Bully that will talk about this whole problem that we have.
Involved in that?
No, I'm not. But I am going to use the hype that comes from this, or to like what I've done also from this is learn how to build a a trustworthy platform for reviews, like for commerce. So using a combination of like blockchain and then also these things like these sovereign identity apps, and also knowing like let's just say for all intents and purposes, I looked around, I was window shopping on the black market on Silk Road. For all intents and purposes, I never purchased anything there, but just knowing shopping, I know how to. I learned the ways that one would protect themselves, one would hide their identity, one would, and knowing these kind of things, then you learn how you can game reviews. So if you can go in and you log into an account and write a fake review, then you know how to like create multiple accounts and multiple identities to create multiple fake reviews, IP addresses and IP spoofing, MAC address, all these things is what you need to do in order to create fake reviews. So if you can combat them using tech, and then you can incentivize using a neutral third party, right? Which is like a blockchain. So using these things, I want to create what we're going to call STAR, which will be a decentralized review platform for commerce.
Very cool. And are you still with the anti-aging business, or you were taking a break from that?
No, I took some. I went like when I started the lottery and then credits, I just went all into it.
So this was before crypto.
It was before. It was during the lottery and before.
Got it. And is that still going on with your partners, or that was
No.
just you? And are you thinking of bringing that back one day?
I still have the brand. Someone from Dubai tried to buy it off of me, but no, I would love to do that one day.
Have all the knowledge.
Yeah.
You got to share it somehow, right?
Yeah, definitely. I would love. My goal right now is like, so in 2017, I saw the ICO space blow up, and I was in 2016. 2016, the beginning of the year, like Bitcoin hit $1,000, and I knew that I would never have to work again a day in my life. If I wanted to do that, I could have just walked away from everything and been filthy rich, and everything would have been, fine. But that's not a fulfilling life. That doesn't interest me. I got bored, and then in 2017, you see everybody who's raising money, all the projects, they're all. No one uses the word decentralized anymore. No one uses open or public or decentralized or open source or censorship resistant or borderless.
I do. I'm a Bitcoin.
Yeah, you do. Okay, but you're also not out there raising $100 million for some shitty project that is using what Bitcoin showed us, and then taking advantage of that technology, beautiful technology, and then exploiting it to sell their shit coin that is not revolutionary, it's not disruptive. They're using centralized ledgers to create a new business model, and they're making the public retail investors think that it's something that's going to be disruptive and revolutionary, when in fact, like if this thing does raise money, if it does go to market, they're vulnerable for disruption again because they don't have something that actually properly uses blockchain. So anyway, I got really frustrated in the second half of 2017 with the lack of information that was like, just everybody forgot to mention shit that was important. And so in the beginning of 2018, I decided that like I wanted to get back involved actively in the space. I wanted to educate, promote like decentralized open public blockchains. I wanted to just have that be distinguished in public so people know what the hell's going on. I want to create some projects that are self-regulatory, that bring I want to bring some sanity to the wild west of crypto. Introduce some programs that are self-regulatory, that work outside of the government models, right? I don't think that we need old people in the government bodies to tell us how we should regulate the industry. I think we can do it on our own. I know that we can, and I wanted to introduce STAR into the world, and I wanted to do it. I don't care if I made any money. I just wanted it to exist because all new business for all new revenue from business or new customers come from reviews, and it's a fucked up system right now. So this is what I wanted to do, and then I started conferencing in 2018. Just conference, networking. I wanted to build my network up again. I had strong network in 2013, 14, 15. That was like with Roger Ver, I'd go to conferences. There'd be 13 of us in a library somewhere. Ledger had the prototype, and like Roger would be the only speaker or something like that. And so I had a network back then, but everything changed 2017, and I wanted to go rebuild my network before launching my own project, so people knew that I knew what I was talking about, that I had credibility, and that I wasn't going to just put out some shit. I wanted it to be a seamless, effortless solution to have a project be introduced to the world.
All right, so before we close out on you telling us about Utopia and how you started, you mentioned Roger Ver and you were in that scene from the early days. What are your thoughts at the time and now of people like Roger going to big blocks and working away from consensus? I find it very disappointing. Roger was one of the guys I looked up to when I joined the space. Several others like Eric Voorhees, who I've been disappointed with lately as well. Like so many people have gone, I'm like, wow, like James D'Angelo, a lot of these people are just disappointed me after I've been in the space for a few years.
I would say that Roger has the best intentions, but he made some bad decisions along the way, and how he dealt with things, it was in a childish fashion to where he could have I believe it's okay to have to think that maybe something should be done better, right? And we encourage innovation, and if you want to fork something and do something better, do it, but do it in a fashion that is respectful, and that and don't try to crash the thing that you're promoting the most. So it was done in poor taste, but I think that Roger has good intentions, and he is an interesting man. Like, the dude has never smoked a cigarette, drank alcohol, done drugs. And I hope that he's been laid. I'm not sure, but I don't know what to say about Roger. I can't. I don't have much of an opinion. It's not specific to Roger. It's specific to early Bitcoiners that decided to walk away from consensus, which is what Bitcoin's all about. So it's not a focus on Roger specifically. Yeah. But when I debated Roger, he wanted to get me to admit that I would support a better Bitcoin. And my answer is, Roger, you can't have a better Bitcoin. What makes Bitcoin is the fact that it's decentralized, and the fact that Satoshi walked away, he was anonymous, and all that effort done to Bitcoin, not knowing if it's going to work. That is not replicatable. I will not walk away from Bitcoin. Yeah, there can never be another Bitcoin. Yeah, it's impossible. I mean, what makes it so unique and special is the fact that it is the magical way it was introduced to the world. I believe personally that either we're in a simulation, or if we're not, that we have a lot of other very, very intelligent civilizations out there. Somebody who's looking over us saying, you guys are a bunch of primitive monkeys, you barely evolved more than the ancestors, and you guys are all running around giving power to a bunch of egomaniacs with the power to hit the red button and nuke each other and destroy entire humanity. What the fuck are you guys doing? Here is 9 pages of information that might evolve your species to another level. So I think that. Isn't it amazing how it's 9 pages and all the CEOs are 500? Yeah, it's 9 ICOs. I mean, I said 9 pages of life-saving humanity. This can evolve humanity to an entirely new level where I strongly believe that our grandkids will ask us how are you guys? There's 7 billion people on the planet. How did you let something like 300 of them control all of you? That's insanity. You guys are running around killing each other, fighting over resources that's not unnecessary, and you're letting a system that is so fucking corrupt control everybody, and you have an army of people that are just sitting here. It's obscene. So, and then I don't know. I just think it's something very, very someone said, oh, these guys need some help. Phone a friend, ask an audience, whatever it was. It can never be replicated. It was too perfect. It was the fact that it organically grew now 10 years later to where it is, and that it's faceless. You can't, with Roger Ver or anyone else's forks, you can't. There's no other project that's faceless. 100% with you. All right, so let's close out on tell us about Utopia. How did you come about putting all of this together, and where is it headed? Okay, so in 2018, when I was doing this conferencing thing, I just realized that meeting a lot of people, talking to everybody at conferences, networking hard, there was very few people out there that were die hard I want to decentralize the world. I want these systems to be integrated, not just in finance, but also in business and governance. But when I did meet somebody that was as passionate about as I was about it, it was really fascinating. Like they were already doing something really cool. They're already building floating islands with proof of governance models, like Seasetting Institute is doing, or they're already integrated into governments and playing House of Cards, where they're going to be promoting people throughout the years who support the same effort that they do in order to pull a kamikaze mission. And once they get elected into office, just decentralize the whole thing. Like there's a lot of people around the world who are working on this thing of changing the systems and innovating systems and disrupting in a massive way. And I realized that if I want to be a part of this, if I want to really truly help, and I want to take on the most powerful systems in the world, I'm going to need an army, and I'm going to need a lot of help. And so what Utopia is meant to be is proof of concept of this idea of this power plant that just literally pumps out really good decentralized technology that's very disruptive. And I want this to be the most effective place at being able to help other people with their projects that go through a strict due diligence process, that are actually legit, that actually have true use cases for blockchain, that have good token economics, that have been thought out. And I want to be able to help as many of those as quickly as possible, get them to market and get them implemented to the world. And then once we figure out this model here, and it's working to copy and paste this model all over the world, different developing countries have like blockchain schools within them, help hire within the community, have the kids from locally be able to come be like these kids that would never had an opportunity before, have them come in, teach them how to code, teach them how to hack, teach them how to whatever, and then help those local economies put the ideas of crypto into their economies, have that spread, and then have media. Like we want to have a media channel that also like shows people how cool this is. Like everyone in this industry loves what we do. And we want to encourage other people who are sitting there not knowing what the hell they're going to do with their life to come join us, come join what we're doing, help this movement, and help change the world. And so ideally what I want to do is have like 20 of these things copy and pasted all over the world, developing countries, where you have this global power plant that just literally just pumps out on a massive level, decentralized technologies on a disruptive level. Because I think what happened is what we saw here is we saw no one gave a shit about Bitcoin until they did, which was 2017. Then everybody said, holy shit, this is actually gaining traction. This is actually something that we need to worry about. So then they just throw in red flags and said, hold up, let's shut everything down. Let's introduce this idea of STOs. Let's confuse the hell out of everybody. And now all you hear is ICOs aren't gonna happen anymore. STOs is a new thing. And it's like bullshit. Like that's, if you want to operate within the governing existing systems, then you can do something and you can go register your ass with the Securities and Exchange Commission. But one of my favorite things Andreas Antonopoulos always says is like Bitcoin forgot to ask permission, right? And if it did, it wouldn't be where it was today. And that's the only way that we can truly disrupt, is create things outside of government bodies that are self-governed, self-regulating. And this is what it was designed for. This is what we have self-governing models for. So I want to have this idea go viral, massively viral. And I believe that either in this bull run or next bull run, if we do our job right, we do our job well, you're doing a great job already. I got to get my ass in gear too and catch up to you. Like, if we can have this idea go viral, that decentralized systems are better than existing systems, better ways to live, they align values of everybody involved. Before people, the systems that exist today is I win only if you lose, right? But decentralized systems are I win if we all win mentality. And that's a much better way to live life.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me over, having my friends over, Willy and Venzen. You're meeting them for the first time as well.
Yeah.
We're all having a great time. And thank you for hosting us, along with, I'm sure, the other 40 plus people that I've met here already. Thank you as well for having this place.
Yeah, man, my pleasure. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you can help us get the word out. It means a lot to me. It's not easy what we're doing, but
I'll try to do some more streaming tomorrow, and tomorrow night is the full moon party, so it'll be fun. So it's great.
Got to go to Eden, man. Got to go to Eden.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We started out with price analysis. We did that for about an hour. Closed out with some interviews. I am recording this. I'll probably put these on separate. Just want to do a quick screen share before I sign off. This was the chart that we talked about with Willy Woo, but I do want to bring attention to Understanding Bitcoin conference in Malta, 5 to 7 of April. Come join us for some awesome Bitcoin core developers as speakers as we try to explain Bitcoin to the non-developer, help you set up nodes, Lightning nodes, understand mining, understand why things need to be decentralized, understand why we have SegWit, understand why we're going to need Schnorr. And if you're looking for me, you can check out, if you can go to my homepage and check out the calendar. Check out the calendar on tonebase.com. You can, there it is. You can see which conferences I am speaking at next. Oh, not on calendar anymore. You can see which conferences I'm speaking at next, where the workshops are. From here, I got 2 more days here, and then I am off to India. From Thailand. I'll be in India speaking at a conference, teaching at a workshop. Then it's Austria, and check out March, where I'll be headed to Hong Kong, and then back to Europe, Mallorca, Egypt, and closing out with Understanding a Bitcoin conference in Malta. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow. We'll try and do another analysis show with Willy and Venzen, and maybe bring you some more cool interviews from the people here in Utopia. Talk to you all on the next one.